Welcome to my channel. We're gonna have a beautiful sunrise this morning. And we're gonna talk about, of course, I always talk about mental health being spiritual health here in the morning. And I talk about a passage from the Bible. And we are gonna be in the book of James, or a letter from James, chapter 1, verses 19 through 27. And we're gonna call it Scouting for Truth. Scouting for Truth. Now, I just want to remind you guys, I'm not a pastor, preacher, doctor, or therapist, but I do believe mental health is spiritual health. And because a lot of things have happened to me, I've gone through a lot of things in my life, and I truly believe that. But before we get into it, I just want to show you, do you see the moon in the trees behind me? So we got a full moon going on. Good morning, Frank. We got a full moon going on in the west. You can kind of see it through the trees. And then as we turn around, let's see what Andy's doing as we turn around. Well, Andy must be chewing on a stick. As we turn around, we can see we're gonna have a beautiful sunrise this morning. And then I just want to share the deer antler. I don't know what happened to the skull. I think that's gone. Hey, Dolly, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful day, especially with this moon behind me. It's kind of crazy. Full moon, very bright on the opposite side of the horizon there. All right. Yeah. We're going to talk about scouting for truth. And there's Annie. I just want to make sure she doesn't have that skull, you know? Scouting for truth. The key verse is James chapter 1, verse 19. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Now you're probably wondering why I'm calling it Scouting for Truth. Well, there was this book written by Julia Galef where she was talking about people's tendency to always want to be right. Oh, it could have been about love. That would have made a lot more sense. I just don't recognize it's Valentine's Day because I don't even look. I guess I forgot it was February 14th, and I just don't care about those dates anymore. Scouting for truth. So Galef was talking about how we always have to be right. Why do we always have to be right? You know, even when we're wrong and the facts show otherwise, we're still try to defend ourselves that we're right, and anything that challenges that belief is wrong. She calls that the soldier mindset, right? Because we're defending what we already believe, regardless of what the facts are, what the truth is. A soldier mindset. So she said, instead of that soldier mindset, we should have a scout mindset, which is like seeking the complete truth and comprehending what's really there as honestly and accurately as you can, even if it's not pretty or convenient or pleasant, is what she wrote. Speaking of pretty, hold on, let me show you guys the sunrise, because it'll probably happen here soon. And I'm trying to figure out what happened to that skull. Hold on. So that's where scouting for truth comes from, as opposed to a soldier mindset. Now this is similar to what James wrote, chapter 1, verse 19. right? James encourages us that believers should adopt a similar mindset where they're quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So instead of driven by knee-jerk reactions, right? James urges us, believers in Jesus, to remember that human anger doesn't lead to God's righteousness. He says that in verse 20. Growth in wisdom is only possible through humble submission to his grace. Now it says here that when we remember that each moment of our lives is dependent on God's grace and not on us, we can let go of the need to always be right. So when we remember that each moment of our lives is dependent on God's grace and not us, we can let go of the need to always be right. And we can rely on his leading for how to live and care well for others. He says that in verses 25 through 27. Now, there's one thing that I'd like to bring up here, not just remembering that each moment of our lives is dependent on God's grace and not on us, and we can let go of the need to always be right. I think another issue is who's at the center of our lives, right? So if we're selfish and we put ourselves at the center of our lives, then I think we're always going to defend ourselves that we were right. Right, Annie? I don't know what she's doing. She already gotten something stinky, so I'm just watching her close today. If we put ourselves at the center of our life, then we're going to tend to be more selfish. I don't even know what that is. What is this? Annie, drop it. What is that? This is like a pillowcase. It's a frozen pillowcase. I want to put it up here and take it out with me. Leave it, Annie. Leave it. What are you doing? She was a piece of work this morning. She is going ballistic, running back and forth and back and forth. Annie, what are you doing today? Oh my gosh. All right, sorry, let me go back to what I think is if we put ourselves at the center of our life, we're going to tend to be more reactionary and defending on what we believe, even in the face of the truth, even if we're wrong. Because we're so worried about ourselves and defending ourselves. But I think if we put God at the center of our life, like we should, put Christ at the center of our life, then I think we'll be more like James said. We'll be slow, we'll be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. So I think there's two ways of looking at that. Whether you look at it as remember that each moment of our lives is dependent on God's grace and not us, then we can let go of the need of always being right. Or we can look at it as who's at the center of our life. Do we put ourselves at the center of our lives, or do we put God at the center of our lives? All right, here are the two questions. What examples have you seen of a spirit of humble willingness to learn and change? What examples have you seen of a spirit of humble willingness to learn and change? And how can you cultivate a willingness to learn from others? How can you cultivate a willingness to learn from others? I think that's just making a conscious decision to listen as opposed to speak, which is what we all want to do, right? We all want to get off what's on our mind and on our chest, get it off our chest, as the saying goes. Yeah, pursue the truth. I lost there's the moon. I don't know if you guys can see the moon. The moon, there's a full moon. There it is. There's a full moon through the trees on the opposite side of the sun. And then we've got the sunrise over here on this side. And then we've got Annie trying to tear off branches off trees. Get it, Annie. Did you get it? She's like, what? Yeah, we should listen more. It's a hard thing to do, isn't it? Honestly, speaking. Oh, there's the sun. You can see the tip of the sun. Oh, it's a snow moon. That's right. I forgot about that. I did see that. The title of some article, Snow Moon in February. It is very cold. That's what you're seeing. Lots of frost on the ground. It's 13 degrees here. So this is not going to be much longer because I am freezing. Wow, the sun's coming up. Seems like it's coming up fast. It's a beautiful morning. Good morning, Sandwich. Just in time for the sunrise on over the frosty ground. Man, my fingers are hurting. They're burning. It's so cold. It does seem like it's coming up faster today for some reason. I don't know why. There are absolutely no clouds in the sky, so we have no other effect other than the sun and the glow in the atmosphere. That makes me think of what yesterday was. February 13th, 1633. Did anybody know what happened February 13th, 1633? Galileo was finally convicted by Rome because the Roman Catholic Church thought it was heresy that the earth revolved around the sun. So he was convicted and jailed, and ultimately for the rest of his life, unfortunately, because of that. It's so sad. What are my plans today? I don't know. I don't have any plans right now. Dolly, what are your plans? You don't believe in magnets or gravity? Just because you can't see it? It is hard to believe in something you can't see, right? Good thing we have the Bible. Wow, it's super bright. I can't look at it anymore. That's true, Dolly. It does tie into the theory of listening so we can learn the truth instead of trying to be right. Are you going to run errands and clean? Oh, that's a good idea. I should clean instead of cleaning on Sunday after church when half the day's gone already. Sandwich is going to have a sandwich later? I can't believe that. Sounds like a good day. And he's hanging under that pillowcase, frozen pillowcase. One of these days when it's warmer, I got to bring a trash bag back here and just pick up all the trash that's back here. There's not a lot, but there's enough. She does look suspicious. She's like all hunched over. Oh, now she just got up. Next to the fence, curled up, hiding from me, whatever she's chewing on. And it doesn't sound like a stick unless it's so frozen. Drop it, Annie, drop it. Drop it. What do you got? What are you chewing on? Anybody see a skull? You keep looking for the skull. What are you chewing on, Annie? You're chewing on something. You do look suspicious. What's going on? I'm glad you said that, Sandwich, because something's going on over here. She's not chewing on any of the sticks. I don't know what she's doing. It sounded different. It didn't sound like a stick. And then when I came over here, there was no stick right in front of her, so I don't know what she was doing. She's a piece of work. Look at her trying to rip this branch off out of this tree. Oh, you have a new bread? That's cool. Experimenting's always good. Annie's telling me it's time to go. She just ran down the path to go. You are a nut for dough, Dolly. Look at that sunrise, guys. Now it's completely over the horizon. Or over the tree line way out there, I should say. All right, I think Annie's trying to tell me it's time to go. She's probably cold. No, I don't know what she's doing. She's probably going back to that smelly patch to roll in it. So I have to give her a bath now. All right, guys. Remember, let's be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger today, okay? I always need to work on that. Oh, you got a gluten-free bagel? That's nice. I should get myself flowers and write my name in the sand. Nice. No snow, so sand is my next best bet. Yep. All right, guys. You had a domain called Angry Snail, which was not at all psychological. That's funny. Let's see if I can still see the moon. I can't see it right now. I don't see it over there. Angry Snail, that is good. That is a good website. You should have sold it to him for $100. The rights to the website. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining. And encourage you to read that. James chapter 1, verses 19 through 27. And today, we'll be quick to listen and slow to speak and slow to anger. Oh, there she is. She's back. She snuck back through the woods. And have a great Valentine's Day. I should also have sold my 4-letter domain to the Japanese electronic motor company. Which one's that? All right, guys. Have a great day. Happy Valentine's Day. And we'll see you tonight. We'll look at some album covers, and see what we got in there. Okay? Annie and I are signing off. Peace. Annie, what are you doing? What are you doing?